All right, dude, we are live. What's up, guys? This is Dem Keys, and give me a second. Let me just adjust my pop filter. I just noticed the positioning is a little bit weird. All right, so what's up, guys? This is Dem Keys, and today we're going to be. I was about to say that today we're going to be doing a study stream, but I don't think we're going to be doing a study stream. Today we are mainly just going to be chatting about data science related stuff. So I recently finished working on a tutorial that I was working on. It was a tutorial on the Faker library in Python. And dude, let me tell you, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good because I have not made a full-fledged tutorial like this in a while. I For those of you who don't know, I used to do Unity tutorials a couple years ago, and I slowly kind of just fell out of the habit of making them because like things got in the way and I just wasn't able to get around to it. And there were certain situations where I started making the tutorial, but then something came up because of which I wasn't able to continue. And so gradually I kind of just fell out of the habit of making those tutorials, and now it's been a couple of years. I I keep telling myself that I want to make more tutorials, and I do. And there are also topics that I have for making tutorials, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it. And that's why I was happy about this tutorial, because this is my first full-fledged tutorial in a while. I guess you can count the previous Boolean indexing video that I did as a tutorial as well, but it wasn't really a tutorial. It was more me talking about how I used the concept of Boolean indexing to accomplish something, and how I solved a problem that I was having while using Boolean indexing. So like, I don't know if that counts. I mean, technically it counts as like a little mini tutorial. It still gave people information. Give me a second. Yeah, it still gave people information, but yeah, I don't know if I would count that as like a full-fledged tutorial. This tutorial I would count it as like, a full-fledged tutorial, at least by my standards, because I covered various aspects of the Faker library, and we went through a bunch of different topics and stuff. And I'm happy with the results because I finished editing the video just yesterday. Give me a second. Yeah, I finished editing the video just yesterday, and then I posted it to all of my, social media platforms and stuff. I'm yet to upload it to Instagram because I was having some technical difficulties, but the video was initially meant for TikTok. So I recorded it in. Actually, no. Okay. So the interesting thing is, I didn't record it in. I was about to say that I recorded it in portrait mode, but I didn't. I recorded it in landscape, and then I edited it to sort of, crop out segments of, or crop out portions of the video so that I could fit it into portrait. And yeah, if I'm going to be doing more such videos, I need to keep the portrait thing in mind, because it it kind of changes how I'm going to try and make the text fit in the screen. Because I'm going to have to take into account that, certain portions are going to get cut out. So I need to make sure that the text fits those within those bounds. But yeah, okay. The video is on my second YouTube channel, which is Demkey's stuff. I didn't want to upload it to my first YouTube channel. I'll be uploading other tutorials there. And the video, so okay, the video is posted on my second YouTube channel called Demkey's Stuff, and the video is called uh, Generating Synthetic Data Sets with Faker. This is the video. So the video itself is in portrait mode. If you want to check out the tutorial on phone, but you can also watch it on your computer. Okay, so today we are not going to be doing a study stream, but I do need to sort of like, now that I'm done with the Faker thing, that was a fun little distraction, and I also got to learn something. I'm definitely going to be using this in the future, so that's kind of why I wanted to learn about it, and well, I got to make a tutorial out of it as well. So I'm happy. I'm happy about that. I still need to use Faker to sort of replace the data in the data set that I wasn't like in. So there was a data science related project that I was working on that was working with sales data, but that is like real world sales data belonging to a real world business. And so I didn't want to show that data, at least not in its original form. So I wanted to replace portions of it. Stuff like strings, for example, I wanted to substitute them with something else. And that's kind of how I was led to finding Faker. So I'm yet to do that. That's not going to be a big hassle. I just need to do it. It's basically just that. I haven't started doing it. Like once I started, then I'll get all the ideas and it'll be done fairly quick. At least from what I can think of, because like I need to think about what kinds of data I need to substitute. And I believe this is called anonymizing the data. I could be wrong, but like this term has come up a couple of times, and I believe what I'm trying to do is called anonymizing the data, which kind of makes sense, right? Because I'm trying to make this data anonymous. Uh, I'm trying to not reveal various details in the data set. I'm gonna have to see how I want to go about substituting the numbers, because the numbers form meaningful patterns. Uh, so I'll have to see how to go about doing that. Though, I mean, it's not that bad, even if I do, because it'll be more a thing of like jumbling the numbers. But yeah, I'll let me see. Let me see how to go about doing this, and yeah, eventually I'm gonna be able to show you guys the data visualization and data analysis stuff that I worked on for this sales data set, because I've been doing a bunch of other stuff with it as well, and I'm gonna carry on doing a bunch of stuff with it. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do. This data set and this project is gonna it's gonna help me practice data analysis and various statistics related stuff. For the time being, I'm not going into predictions. For the time being, I just wanna learn how to identify patterns. I want to use this data set that I have to well, I want to analyze the data set. I want to analyze the data in the data set, and I also want to visualize the data. So there's two things that I want to learn. One is data analysis itself, like what I'm trying to analyze in the data, what kind of information. Pivot tables, dude, I just remembered. Okay, yeah, I need to add that to my list, because that's what we were doing, I think, before we got distracted with the Faker library. So let me just add that to my list. I was doing multi-indexing and pivot tables in pandas. I'm just adding that to my other list. So far, I have a couple of things. So like I maintain like this little to-do list, which I mean, I don't always follow every single thing in the list. It's just for me to be able to remember. So this list has like probably hundreds and hundreds of lines, which, going way back because I didn't erase those lines. But yeah, so far, there's two more video ideas that I have, two more tutorial video ideas that I have. One is for Jupyter Notebook's Cell Magic, and the other is for DaVinci Resolve shortcuts. So I'm gonna work on those. At least the shortcuts that I use, the shortcuts that I find helpful. I'm just gonna make a video on those. So those are for like TikTok, and like I'm gonna post them to TikTok, but then I also post them to YouTube and Instagram. I also recently made a Reddit account for my, oh, just a second. Yeah, I also recently made a Reddit account because I wanted to post on Reddit as well. I'm mainly just posting my stuff on there, like on my own profile. I'm not even posting in other subreddits and stuff. So it becomes like sort of an archive. I don't even know if the posts that I'm doing on there, the posts that I'm creating on there are getting indexed at all. I don't know if they're searchable through the Reddit search or even through the Google search. So I don't know if it's being indexed by either of those. But it's there if anyone wants to check it out. It's mainly the posts that I'm posting elsewhere. So it becomes like sort of an archive. And it's the same thing with YouTube as well. I'm posting the videos to TikTok, but then I'm also posting them to YouTube because TikTok is not really, things aren't predictable on TikTok. Like you never know what's gonna happen. I've seen people grow their accounts to like, hundreds of thousands of followers, and then suddenly the account just gets banned because somebody like mass reported the account, and basically they were able to abuse the reporting system and get people's accounts banned. So I don't know if like when the account gets banned, am I going to have access to any of those videos, or if like everything just gets wiped. So I don't want to wait to find out. That's why I'm posting it onto multiple platforms. And as it is, I kind of intended on posting on multiple platforms anyways, because I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, so to speak, if you get what I mean. So that's why anyways I would have been posting on multiple platforms. Okay. So for today, we are just going to be talking, which I mean, we've already been doing that. We're just going to be talking about a bunch of stuff that I want to do in like the near. Excuse the sound. I'm moving my mic stand. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to be chatting about stuff that I have planned. So off the top of my head, there's a couple of things in my list. Actually, it's not even off the top of my head because I'm not able to remember this shit because I have so many things. That's why I have this list, which is on another system. So I'm just going to read that out. So right now, the immediate to-do list consists of multi-indexing and pivot tables in pandas. Okay, I just remembered two more things that I needed to write down. Give me a second. So I wanted to look into polars, but not in Python. That's the interesting thing. I want to do, because dude, I don't wanna lose my practice of Rust. I want to carry on my practice of Rust. The issue is that I'm not doing anything in Rust, and so I'm not maintaining my practice of it, if that makes sense. I'm still like relatively new to Rust. So I can't do that thing where, I won't touch the language for, I don't know, months and months, and then I'm able to come back and I'll remember everything about it. That's just not going to happen because I don't have nearly enough experience in Rust yet, so things haven't really been cemented in. I haven't really built up that foundation yet. So I need to find things to do. I have ideas for things that I wanted to do, but the thing is, I don't want to stray too far away from data science. So there's two things. I mean, there's tons of stuff that I can do in Rust. Like there's crates for a bunch of different things. A bunch of different things. Graphics programming, audio, game development. Like there's frameworks built in Rust that you can use for game development. There's data science related stuff, a lot of like deep learning, machine learning, regular like stats stuff, a whole bunch of like data science related stuff, and many, many more things. There's so many different crates for various purposes in Rust. Uh, and as great as it may be to go into, the various other topics, I don't really want to branch out. I want to stick to the topic that I'm currently interested in, which is data science. I'm doing a whole lot of data science stuff. So I was like, okay, for the time being, with Rust, there's two things that I can do. One, play around with the Windows crate. So I'm going to add that to the list. Windows crate. The issue with the Windows crate, actually, it's not an issue with the Windows crate, but it's a me issue, is that I haven't looked too deep into unsafe coding in Rust, and a bunch of the Windows crate related stuff does involve using unsafe code. So I need to figure out what I want to do with that. Actually, you know what I should do? For the sake of practicing, I think I could dedicate a couple of streams to just building simple Rust projects. You know, like how when you're learning programming for the first time, or well, yeah, let's say when you're learning programming for the first time, whatever language it may be, you're gonna have like examples. You're gonna have not even examples, but it's more like, okay, let's apply this knowledge that you have gained. Let's apply whatever you have learned, and let's do a project. That's the word I was looking for. You have like these projects that you do just for the sake of practicing. I want to do those kinds of projects. Like, I mean, eventually I'm gonna anyways be, going into. I'm gonna build up my knowledge and experience by doing the projects that I intend on doing anyways. Oh, you know what? Okay, yeah, forget about what I just said, because I don't need to do practice projects because I already have ideas for stuff that I want to do. Yeah, I don't need to do like the basic stuff, because like initially the idea that I had, that I was just trying to explain, was I'll do like these simple applications where, the user enters some data and then there's something that happens, and this and this and this. It's like simple, very, very simple stuff, right? But I don't think I need to do that. I also don't have the time for that. Like, I would rather, I mean, I kind of have the time for that, but I also don't have the time. It's more like, what would I rather spend my time doing? And what I would rather spend my time doing is um, practicing using the actual libraries that I intend on using. So I mean, doing the little, um, the little small, simple, silly projects, that's okay, that's great. But like, if I'm able to, actually not if, because I am able to use other libraries and start doing stuff, I think I'd much rather do that. Yeah. So, doing that gradually, I'm going to build up my knowledge of Rust. And so far, these are two ideas I have. One, doing Windows Crate related stuff in Rust. And two, oh, so actually, I shouldn't write Windows Crate. I should write Win32 API. and like the assumption there is that I'm going to be using the Windows crate. And then another idea that I had is data science related stuff in Rust. So there's a bunch of different libraries that you can use for various data science related things. There's a lot of like ML related libraries as well, a lot of deep learning related libraries as well. I think there's a yeah, actually there is a Torch. I was about to say a PyTorch, kind of a PyTorch. So like there's a Torch Rust crate as well, which is basically I believe it's PyTorch bindings for Rust. I don't remember exactly. I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, there is a thing for Torch as well, which I plan on getting into eventually. Though I plan on getting into PyTorch. Actually, that's another thing to add to the list. I had already gotten into PyTorch, but I didn't move forward with it a lot. So the interesting thing is, when you learn deep learning, especially if you start by learning through those MIT videos, which, dude, super helpful lectures. Like, holy shit. I'm glad that they decided to do that. It was, I believe these were lectures that were done like in person, or like the students also attended in person. Actually, no, yeah. The students did attend. I know that because there were certain points where the lecturer would ask a question and then somebody from the audience would reply. So there were students. However, these lectures were also recorded and then they were posted online. So the exact material that was available to the students in that lecture or in throughout that course, it wasn't just one lecture. There were, I don't remember, a total of like maybe eight to 12 or 8 to 10, something like that, lectures, and each was on like a different deep learning related topic. So they started with introduction to deep learning, and then they went on to various types of neural networks, like feed forward neural networks, recurrent neural networks, convolutional neural networks. At some point they went into the idea of transformers as well, and they spoke about generative AI as well, like how things are working there, and a bunch of more very interesting deep learning related stuff. So they have the lectures, right? They also have study material like labs, basically for practical stuff. Um, you know what? Let me just show it because they have I believe they have a 2024 version as well. There was like an updated version. There was an older version, but then I didn't know that they did one in 2024 as well. It was just like I think a couple months ago or something like that. Give me a second. Let me just because okay, now my mind is all over the place. So let me just try and remember everything that I just said. So okay, Rust Win32, Rust Data Science, then PyTorch. Um, was there anything else? I think that I don't remember if there was something else. Okay, if I remember it, I'll write it down. So PyTorch is, I mean, the PyTorch thing, it ties into Kaggle. Oh, actually, I haven't read out this list that I was trying to read. Oh, yeah, I just remembered. So I wanted to work on the VJing app as well for myself. Um, that's gonna be like a side project. I'm not sure how to say that, but yeah, that's gonna be. I'm I want to work on it. I kind of like VJing, but like it's gonna be like a hobby kind of thing. So that's not on the top of my list of priorities. Um, for the time being, what's at the top of the list is getting back to Kaggle. Before that, I need to finish properly learning linear regression. And then also getting back to learning about the Hugging Face Transformers library and how to use it, how the various parts of it work. And then at some point, I just want to start doing streams where I'm testing out various ML models. I feel like I feel like learning Hugging Face is, or learning Hugging Face transformers is the first step to that, because transformers is constantly being updated to make it easier for you to use various various models. Like when there's newer models and those models are like very widely received, then they try to integrate that into the transformers library so that people will have easier access to the models. Um, so yeah, that kind of like the testing out various models thing. It kind of ties into Hugging Face transformers, which is here, by the way. So this is the library. They also have like a great like tutorials section explaining various parts of the Transformers library. And yeah, yeah. So a bunch of these things, to be honest, a bunch of these things tie in together. Like, for example, okay, linear regression. I want to finish learning linear regression, or at the very least, have practical knowledge of linear regression before I carry on with the Kaggle lessons, because we were learning this thing. Where was it? I think it was in Intro to Machine Learning. I think so. I don't remember. Let me just confirm. So data exploration, model validation, your first machine learning. I think this was it. Yeah, I think this was it. So let's see. I believe this was using linear regression. I don't remember what it was trying to find. I do remember that at the end, I mean, after we were done with the model, there was also an evaluation step. And at that point, I kind of just stopped. I was like, okay, hold on. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the decision tree thing. So, oh, yeah, I need to also look into decision trees in scikit-learn. That was something that I was looking at. I completely forgot about that. So, decision trees, actually, not just in scikit-learn, but like in general, I need to learn the concept of decision trees. I need to explore the idea behind decision trees. And then after I've learned that, so decision trees and decision trees in scikit-learn. So I do have quite a list here. Let me just read out the list. So there's the TikTok videos ideas that I have, which is great. I'm glad that I'm getting back into this, because this has slowly introduced me back into video editing and making videos, which I haven't done in a while. I used to do it a lot like a couple of years ago, but again, kind of just fell out of the habit of doing it. And it's mostly been live streaming and like, recording small videos here and there. So yeah, I'm glad to get back into doing proper video production. So there's the TikTok videos. Then there's multi-indexing and pivot tables in pandas. Then there is, oh yeah, then I need to not finish, then I need to start practicing linear regression in, I think that's also using scikit-learn. I believe I was using scikit-learn for that. And after that, there's decision trees. So I need to learn about decision trees and how to use decision trees in scikit-learn. I think I should just call it sklearn, or just say sk. Then after that is done, I need to learn or carry on learning, because I'd already started it, but then I kind of paused. I need to carry on learning about the Transformers library, the Hugging Face Transformers library. Then we need to get back into Kaggle as well. So these are two separate things that we need to do. Then there's also the thing of, exploring various ML models, but that requires that's the prerequisite for that is the transformers library. Then there's Rust related stuff. In Rust, there's Win32 API stuff and data science stuff. And for data science, I need to note down that I need to learn the polars library, which is it pretty much does it's made to accomplish what pandas does, the whole idea with like data frames and stuff. But apparently it's done in a better way with a simpler api and much higher performance, and the library itself is written in rust, so that's great, right? uh, if I'm doing data science stuff in Rust, then using polars, it kind of makes sense. I want to do so. Polars is going to be for actually. Oh shit. Okay, ad break. So I missed the timer, dude. Holy shit. Okay, so there's going to be an ad break starting in, I don't know, sometime soon. Yeah. So for holding the data, we need polars, and then for data visualization, I need something else. So I need to, I'll just note this down. And then there was a library. I forgot what it was called. Plotter. I think it was called Plotter. Let me just look it up. Rust data visualization. Okay, data visualization in Rust. What is the current state of plotting and data visualization in Rust? Both of these are, well, one is from 2023 and one says 1 year ago, which also 2023. Okay, so there's Plotly, but Plotly is not in. Oh, okay, there's the ad break. So I'll see you guys in 30 seconds. All right, welcome back. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, somebody mentioned Plotly here, but Plotly is not. I mean, I've heard of Plotly in the context of Python. Oh, okay. So the link that the person was giving was for Plotly RS. So it's Plotly for Rust. Okay, great. Awesome. A plotting library for Rust powered by plotly.js. This is okay. Documentation and numerous interactive examples are available in the Plotly RS book. Maybe I should be looking this up here. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, there it is. Plotters. It was called Plotters. I think it's best. I think the best way is to use Plotters, although it is not at the same words. It is not at the same abstraction level as Streamlit. They're mentioning Streamlit here. Is Streamlit supported by Rust? I don't know. Because I know about. Give me a second. Because I know about Python. What's going on with Streamlit Rust? In browser Streamlit. Okay, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything for. Why are these people mentioning stream? Okay, data visualization in Rust. Does anyone know how I can plot data in Rust and host it on the? Oh, that's why. Similar to what Streamlit. Okay, okay. So this person's thing is also putting it on on the web somehow. I'm just looking for data visualization. I'm not looking to put it onto something. Or well, I'm not looking to host it on any kind of server. So I should be looking at the other Reddit post, which mentions, okay, so there's something called Charming, a visualization library for Rust. Okay, awesome. And it seems to be receiving updates as well. It says it's a visualization library. Okay, all right, great. Okay, let's also take a look at plotters. Where's plotters? So there's Plotly RS, which is kind of interesting because I've stayed away from Plotly, choosing to instead carry on moving forward with matplotlib and Seaborn. So like on the Python side, I've chosen to remain with matplotlib and pandas, but on the Rust side, it might just turn out that I'm going to be using Plotly and polars. I'm definitely going to be using polars, so like I'm going to have to learn how to do stuff in it. What about pandas for Rust? Is that a thing? Pandas Rust. Okay, that's funny. So I type pandas Rust into Google, and literally the first result is polars. Okay, all right, that's fine. So okay, you know what? Hold on. I think there's something else that I can do because I think it's all going to be mentioned in that. So there's a list that somebody made. There's a repo actually that somebody made. I think it's called Awesome Rust Machine Learning. Yeah. So it is this. I don't know how much of this information is up to date, but like I can check each of the libraries that this points to, or each of the repos. Most of the stuff in here is like it's pointing to repos. So I can check the repos and see if they're actively being maintained, and then that's how we can figure out if, I want to use the library or not. Okay, so here we have this list. Uh, okay, so there's a bunch of like ML and DL related stuff here. We'll take a look at that. But before that, for now, what I'm trying to look into is, okay, graph plot. So there's plotters, a Rust drawing library for high quality data plotting with WASM and native statistically and real timely. But I didn't get that sentence, but okay, yeah, great. Then there's Plotly as well. Then there's Plotlib. Okay, let's take a look at this. Data plotting for Rust. This is not actively being maintained. Though, I mean, to be fair, that doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to break in it. It could just mean that it didn't require more updates, so they're not doing it. Then there's Rust Plotlib, a pure Rust visualization library inspired by so and so. Okay, let's take a look at that. Okay, I'm not sure if this is being maintained either. What are the different types? So there's bar graph, there's vertical bar graph, there's vertical stack. So I guess they mean horizontal. No. Oh, vertical stacked as in multiple. Okay, okay. Horizontal, scatter, line, area, histogram, box. Oh, that those are yet to be done. Okay. Then box plot and others. Okay. Um, for the time being, it kind of seems like plotters and plotly, they seem more promising. So plotters seems to be being actively developed. Plotters is a drawing library designed designed for rendering figures, plots, and charts in pure Rust. Plotter supports various types of backends, including bitmap, vector graph, piston window, GTK, Cairo, and WebAssembly. Okay. A new Plotters developer guide is a work in progress. The preview version is available here. Try Plotters with an interactive Jupyter notebook. Oh, yeah. In Rust, hold on. In Rust, there's a thing with Jupyter notebooks. I need to look into that as well. Uh, Jupyter notebooks. Actually, not just Jupyter notebooks, but like Jupyter notebooks or alternatives or similar alternatives or well similar systems, let's say. Because I want to try something like that. If so, actually something like that is available and that's mentioned in this list as well. No, not this list. In this list, it's mentioned in this list. Where was it? Yeah, it's the first thing. Jupyter Notebook. So there's three things mentioned here. I believe this one. I haven't tried it out myself. There's also like a REPL for Rust, which what's the best, like, would it be accurate to call a REPL an interactive prompt? I think so, right? Because REPL is what read, evaluate, REPL Python. Read, evaluate, print, loop. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's basically it, right? That's an interactive prompt. So uh, takes it takes commands from you and then it evaluates them and then prints out the result. And there must be a way to um, handle stuff like functions, like multi-line code blocks. There's probably going to be a way to handle that as well. So I should look into this as well. But the thing is, whatever I'm going to be using, just to avoid getting any sort of errors or anything breaking, I want to make sure that what I'm using is actively being maintained. And this seems to be actively being maintained. It says an evaluation context for Rust. This project consists of several related crates, a Jupyter kernel, a Rust REPL, common library shared by the above crates, okay, may be useful for other purposes, and then a runtime, functions and traits for interacting with EVCXR, okay, for libraries that users may use from so and so. What should I call this? Evixer? Let's say Evixer. If you think you'd like a REPL, I definitely recommend checking out the Jupyter kernel. It's pretty much a REPL experience, but in a web browser. I was expecting I was expecting like a VS Code thing. If you don't already have Rust installed, then follow these instructions. Okay, you can either download a pre-built binary from the releases page, extract it from the archive and put it somewhere in your path, or build the source, or build from source by running so and so. That's okay. I can put it somewhere in the path. Whether using a pre-built binary or one you built yourself, you'll need to run the following command in order to register the kernel with Jupyter. Wait, back up. Do I have to have Jupyter installed? Because okay, how do I use Jupyter notebooks for Rust in VS Code? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to run it as like a separate thing in a web browser, which, I mean, to be honest, like, even if it does open up in a web browser, it's not like a deal breaker, but if I can get it in VS Code, that would be convenient. Prompting for input. Okay. Okay. Right. So I'm looking for there's the Jupyter kernel and then there's the Rust REPL. Let's take a look at the Rust REPL. By the way, it's been 45 minutes. Let me just make sure. Oh yeah, the music has stopped. Give me a second. All right, great. So the REPL. A Rust REPL built using so-and-so evaluation context. Before you can use the REPL, you must download a local copy of Rust source code. Once that's done, you have a choice of using pre-built binaries or building from source. Okay, pre-built binaries are available from the releases page. These are currently built for Linux, Mac, and Windows. In each case, they are built with the latest version of each operating system. In the case of Linux, they're built on the latest Ubuntu. If you're using, if your version of libc is different, they might not work, in which case you'll need to build yourself. Okay, all right, okay, cool. Right, you know what? For the time being, okay, so I said that I wanted to look into Jupyter notebooks, and I did that. I'm just going to note this down. Jupyter notebooks via EVCXR. Okay, so we can look into this later on. For now, I need to stick to. Actually, the notebooks thing might be helpful, especially if I'm doing data science related stuff, because just being able to hit Control Enter, at least, I mean, that's how I'm assuming it's going to go even in the web version. I'm going to have a notebook. The notebook will have a couple of code cells. And dude, I'm assuming this is going to be the case, but I'm not sure if it's actually going to be the case. I guess we're going to have to test it out and find out. But yeah, if I'm doing visualization stuff, data visualization stuff, it might be helpful if I was just able to hit Control Enter. Because, like, for example, if I'm doing data viz in Python and I'm using Matplotlib and pandas and all of that stuff, Matplotlib, there's support for Matplotlib graphs in Jupyter notebooks, or at least in VS Code. So I'm able to get it to display the graphs, not just one graph, but like multiple graphs. I need to figure out what the situation is here. Uh, okay, how does plotters display? Currently, we have all the internal code ready for console plotting. Console plotting, what is that? But a console-based backend is not ready. What is console? So, like, are they generating it using like ASCII characters? Like, is that going to be a thing? Because I would be interested in looking at that. See this example of how to plot on console with a customized backend. Okay, let's take a look. This is code. Where's the result? Example projects. For WebAssembly sample project, see the WASM demo. For frame buffer, real-time so-and-so. Okay, let's say I use WASM. Like, how am I doing this? What's the idea here? Like, is it gonna, like, I guess what I'm trying to understand is how is the plot gonna be displayed? How am I seeing the graph? So let's find out. All the examples in this directory, no, assumes the directory plotters doc data exists. Otherwise, those examples crash. Okay. The output of these example files are used to generate the plotters doc data repo that populates the sample images in the main README file. We also rely on the output of examples to detect potential layout changes. Okay, layout where? I need to see where this is being displayed. Like, is it gonna pop it up in like a window? Is there gonna be like a window that pops up, and in that window the plot is gonna be displayed? Because Matplotlib does it in that way, unless you are doing it in Jupyter notebooks. So if you're doing it in Jupyter notebooks, then the output is going to be displayed as the cell output. So the plot, the graph is going to be displayed in the cell output itself. But if you are, I just zoned out. Hold on. If you are, so in the case of Matplotlib, if you're using Jupyter notebooks, the the plot, the graph is going to be displayed, it's going to be rendered in the cell output itself. However, if you're using Matplotlib by itself without Jupyter notebooks, then you can call a show function, which is gonna create a GUI window um, and display your plots in there. So I'm wondering what's going to be the situation here. Okay, so they have example projects here for frame buffer real-time readering. Is that a word or did they mean rendering? Okay, I'm not sure. Hold on. Okay, so this is the example. I'm trying to look for images, dude. There's no images here. So this launches a server. This is a minimal project that uses plotters in WASM application. Okay, this demo has been deployed at this link. Okay, so they have a thing there. Right, so this is meant to be running in a server. So we have to launch a server and then the demo is going to be running in that. Let's keep WASM aside for now then. Okay, okay, all right. This is a sample that demonstrates how Plotters works with frame buffer devices. With frame buffer devices. So like, so GPUs? I don't get it. What? Also, what is going on here? Like, okay, what is being used to generate this? Like, where is this being generated? Okay, let's take a look at the Tamil thing. Mini fib. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm not getting information from this. Okay, hold up. Things froze a little bit. No, okay, we are good. Okay, great. All right, so I'm not getting the information. What about this? Let's take a look at this. So GTK is it allows you to do rendering on like for like desktop applications. So I'm assuming this is gonna bring up a little UI kind of thing. This example is a simple visualization of the PDF two-dimensional Gaussian distribution. Okay. All right. I'm assuming this gets brought up in a window. Maybe I should spend some time reading the plotter's docs, which is what here? Okay. Yeah, maybe I should spend some time reading this to get an idea. Also, drawing backends might help. Yeah, the drawing backends thing might help. It'll probably give me an idea of like where exactly the thing is being. Oh, you know what? A bunch of stuff is already like covered on this page, so we're gonna look at that. What was I trying to open here? Um, I think I was trying to look at the source code. Okay, so let's look at this. Great. It just says application.run. Application is gtk.application. Oh, so that's probably their way of launching a window. I'm assuming. Actually, no. No, hold on. That might not be. I probably shouldn't be making that assumption because I don't know how the GTK framework works. Because it does say application, but then within this application, you're able to create a new window. But yeah, okay. The point is basically this is probably their way of launching launching a window in which the plot is going to be displayed. Now, I'm not. I was about to say I'm not bound by GTK, but like I don't know if that's going to make sense. But yeah, I'm not forced to just use GTK. That's not the only option that I have. So I want to see what other options I do have. I'm very much interested in this trying with Jupyter Elixir kernel interactively. Plotters now supports integration with Elixir and is able to interactively draw plots in Jupyter Notebook. The feature Elixir should be enabled when including plotters to Jupyter Notebook. Okay. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so we have the notebook, we have the cell, and then there's the output. All right, great. Interactive tutorial with Jupyter Notebook. Right, so they did set up a thing, right? There's also a static version of this notebook available here. Okay, so let's open this up and we'll just do some simple print statements. Right. Um, am I able to? Oh, I think I'm only able to run this. Yeah, I think I'm only able to run this. Actually, I don't even think I'm able to run this. I think this is it's all run the moment the moment I loaded the page. I think it ran at that point. That being said, this is doing exactly what I wanted. So we have a notebook. In the notebook, we have cells, and then the cells have their output. I'm assuming these are the markdown sections, so the markdown cells. Um, yeah, dude. Okay. Because the thing is, I've never used Jupyter Notebook outside the context of VS Code. I've mainly only ever used it in VS Code, and I'm probably only going to be using it in VS Code. There was another situation where I've used notebooks in from the web browser, but that was in Kaggle, and those were Google Colab notebooks, which they do roughly the same thing. But like the difference was that with Jupyter Notebooks, I was doing it in VS Code, and it just so happened that the Google Colab thing, I was doing it in the browser. Jupyter Notebook, it has like its own separate thing as well, its own like standalone thing. But I've never, like I said, I've never used the standalone thing. I've only ever had to use it in the context of VS Code. Um. So yeah, I need to look into this. Though before I look into this, because I feel like I need to learn Jupyter notebooks for Rust separately and then learn plotters separately. And then at some point they can both come together. Because if I try to learn both of them together, I'm going to confuse myself because there's probably stuff about both of them that I don't know yet, if that makes sense. That being said, let's take a look at some examples here. They have demo projects. Wait, so plotting in Rust. Rust is a perfect language for data visualization. Give me a second. I have Megalodon VT's stream running on another machine, and she's currently doing React Andy to one of Rhett and Link's videos. So that was, I feel like that might have been coming through the mic. So just turning that down. Okay, Rust is a perfect language for data visualization. Although there are many mature visualization libraries in many different languages, Rust is one of the best languages that fits the need. Ease of use. Rust has a very good iterator system built into the standard library. With the help of iterators, plotting in Rust can be as okay. This is right. Great. This is telling me why I should be giving this a chance. I'm trying to understand how this works. I'm giving it a chance already. Like I'm convinced. Uh, plotters can Plotters currently supports a backend that uses the HTML5 canvas. To use WASM, you can simply use Canvas backend instead of other backend, and all other API remains the same. There's a small demo for Plotters plus WASM available at here. To play with the deployed version, follow this link. What types of figures are supported? I guess I'm gonna have to like test this out. I'm just gonna assume that the default thing is not launching some kind of web server. I could be wrong, because like it's mentioning HTML5 here. Oh, I mean, okay. It could also just be that it's mentioning that for the sake of mentioning support with or support for HTML5. Um, all right. What type of figures are supported? Plotters is not limited to any specific type of figure. You can create your own types of figures easily with the Plotters API. Plotters does provide some built-in figure types for convenience. Great, that's what I'm looking for. Currently, we support line series, point series, candlestick series, and histogram. Okay, and the library is designed to be able to render multiple figure into a single image, but Plotter is aimed to be a platform that is fully extendable to support any types of figures. Right, this is great, but I feel like I am gonna want. Okay, I'm gonna have to find out what, like, how exactly you do the plotting in this, because I don't want it to be a matplotlib kind of situation where I have to learn a bunch of stuff about the framework in order to be able to customize plots and build different types of plots. That being said, I can't be the only one who has thought about this. I'm absolutely not the only one who has thought about this. So I'm pretty sure somebody might have made something that works with Plotter. So somebody might have made, let's say, a Seaborn for Plotter, if that makes sense. I'm not saying that Seaborn is there for Plotter, but like somebody might have made a Seaborn for Plotter. So somebody might have made their own library that does a bunch of the high level stuff, or that provides you with a bunch of high level functions, and it does the low level stuff for you. For the time being, though, I feel like I should learn the basics of this, get an idea of a bunch of the low level stuff before I look into the high level stuff, because that's what I did with Matplotlib as well, and it was helpful. It helped me out. It was beneficial for me, because now I'm able to do customizations in Matplotlib if I need to. But then I can also use Seaborn. Seaborn, okay, yes, I just remembered Seaborn. We need to get back to Seaborn as well, so I need to add that to the list as well. And now there's a couple of things on this list. There's a bunch of things on this list, so we need to rush with this. After multi-indexing, I think I'll put it after multi-indexing. With Seaborn, the thing is, it's just one of those things where I need to, at this point, I just need to start doing stuff with it, start plotting stuff with it, just so I get a hang of how to do stuff in Seaborn. That's about it. So there's just a bunch of exploration that I need to do. Give me a second. Let me hydrate. Okay. Right. So looking at this, wait, let's take a look at the simple example here. So backend.present. Plotters can use different drawing backends, including SVG, bitmap, and even real-time rendering. So is this all I have to do? Backend.drawRect. Where's, okay, concepts by examples. There, I think there's a simple examples section as well. Not a simple example. There's a dedicated examples section. I don't know where it is though. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's take a look at this. I think this is the docs page. Okay, so welcome to the homepage of Plotters, the Rust drawing and plotting library. Okay, hold on. Let's read the brochure for a little bit. Wait, this is it? I thought the docs are going to be on this page. Okay, we are basically reading the brochure. So, Plotters is a library that helps you produce figures and visualize data in Rust. It supports both rendering static image and real-time rendering, and targeted to multiple backends, including bitmap formats, window, and HTML5. I just remembered something that I needed to add to Rust. Give me a second. We're going to be doing something with this. I'm not going to mention what it is. We're going to be doing something with it, but I'm going to have to be discreet with what I'm doing with it. So anyways, okay. Um, Window and HTML5 canvas. Okay. Generally speaking, Plotters is a library for plotting in Rust, but instead of directly addressing the plotting problem, Plotters adopts a very different approach, which provides a convenient drawing API which makes drawing a plot much easier. Plotters is a drawing library that uses unified high-level APIs on different backend and allows programmer to define customized coordinate systems. Any types of charts is abstracted as a series of drawing operations. By doing so, Plotters doesn't limit programmer on what types of chart they can draw. You can draw line series, histogram, scatters, error bars, candlesticks, chart easily, and everything. Oh, candlesticks chart easily, and everything can be extended. For most commonly used types of series, Plotters provides some helper types to make data visualization easier. Check out our gallery and examples for more details. Right, now, I was looking for the examples. Where exactly is the examples? Would it be under this or under Plotters? There it is, examples. Great. So we have, let's just take a look at chart. Let's take a look at a simple chart. Also, let's take a look at pi. Okay, cool. So we have under wait, this is the docs template, and this has examples. These are the examples in the doc. What is, like, where is this? Where is, it says docs, it says doc template, but like, where's the doc itself? Is that what's being shown here? Hold on, let's take a look at, where was it? Doc template, examples. Right, so we have chart, we have drawing backend, drawing area, okay, elements, quick start. Okay. Wait, what's under quick start? Okay, so we have the chart builder. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Draw series. Okay, all right. Root.present. I keep seeing this root.present thing. I wonder if this is, no, this might be it. Draw. But where is this being displayed? Like, I'm trying to understand that. Is there a backend that handles the create? I mean, obviously there's going to be, so like, what I'm imagining here is that there's a backend that handles the whole windowing thing, the whole rendering of it. So as soon as you issue this draw command, a window is going to be created, and then your figure is going to be drawn there. I just need to understand exactly. First of all, I need to see where that is happening, just to confirm. Okay. Root area, bitmap backend. So what is this an example for? It's just for chart. Okay. Bitmap backend. So that might be that. So that's our backend. That's the backend that's being used. And then we are able to do various things like filling color into it and setting the title and stuff. We're also setting the size here, I believe. Okay. Then we have, so there's a draw thing. There's another draw thing. Something to do with configuring. Okay, okay, okay. Great. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, that's for the test, probably. Okay. Um, Wait. Yeah. For a second, I confused myself. I was like, what did I just say? Yeah, I think this is for like, they have tests set up for their, to test the entire code. So like they might have some kind of unit testing. Actually, I think Rust has a unit test framework like built in. I think so. There was a thing to do with like unit testing. I've for the most part just stayed away from unit testing. I haven't touched that throughout my entire decade plus of coding. I've for the I've for the most part stayed away from unit testing, mostly because it hasn't been of too much use to me. I've kind of like touched it a little bit, just kind of gotten an idea, done like a few very tiny things, but I never did anything serious with it. So for the time being, I'm gonna ignore whatever is to do with tests. Okay, cool. So finally, present. So it comes back to present. What does the present function do? Hold on. Also, does this require? I don't think this requires polars necessarily, but hopefully there is integration with. Actually, let me look this up. How well, like, is there support for polars? What is it called? Plotters, polars support, polars support, polars, but for plotting. Plotly is the opposite. I just want to plot using plotters data from a polars. Yep, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so somebody asked this question on Stack Overflow. Let's take a look. Because, like, for example, actually, I was about to say, for example, Matplotlib has support for pandas. It does to a certain extent. I don't remember. I think to a certain extent it does. Yeah, yeah, because it definitely has support for NumPy. I don't remember about pandas specific. I think it does. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. Hold up, hold on. It does. I didn't because I didn't have to convert a series into a NumPy array. I was able to just pass in the series directly into the functions. Yeah, there is support for pandas as well. Okay, I had to use into so and so to get dataset column so and so. Okay, okay, okay. Man, each time I come back to look at Rust, it's just like so new to me. Because Rust has like a very different way of doing things. And seeing this kind of shit is not uncommon in Rust, where you have you have this thing where I believe this is probably some kind of struct that has this function. I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if this is a function. I think it might be a function because we are doing dot here. So whatever this function is, this then returns something. So then you're able to call dot margin, and then whatever is returned from that, you're able to call dot set whatever whatever, and whatever is returned on that, you're able to call something here. Like you do this the same thing in Python as well, depending on what you're trying to do. Like for example, if I show you this custom provider I'd made for the tutorial video that I did. Give me a second. Just a second. Okay. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so this is a custom provider I'd made as an example for the Faker library tutorial that I'd worked on, and the last statement in the function here. So this returns a pandas data frame, right? The data frame has, or let's say data frame, the data frame type or whatever instance of the data frame. Data frame basically has a sort values function. So you can call a sort values function on a data frame, which is why I was able to do this pd.dataframe, then dot sort values. But then sort values also returns a data frame. So I'm then able to call reset index on that. Let me just confirm that that's the case. I believe that is the case. Yeah. Otherwise, this wouldn't be working. So yeah, data frame, you can call sort values on it. Sort values returns a data frame as well. So I'm then able to call reset index on it. And I believe reset index also returns a data frame. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Reset index also returns a data frame. So there's like a similar thing going on here. It's fairly common to see this kind of stuff in Rust. I've seen this like a lot. This kind of thing. But yeah, yeah. I need to kind of get back into Rust so I can get used to this kind of thing again. Because, dude, Rust has like its own thing going on. The way of doing things in Rust is very different compared to the other languages that I've seen or the other languages that I've worked with. Rust has like its own thing going on, and what I mean by that, what I'm trying to say is that I need to get used to this thing. I need to build up a foundation of this thing. So so that I don't forget it, even if I don't touch Rust for like, a month or two. But as it stands right now, I mean, I've kind of built up a foundation, but like it slowly starts to go away. Especially more of the advanced functions. The what am I trying to say? More of the advanced concepts, not functions. More of the advanced concepts. They slowly start to like go away. I slowly start to forget them if I don't practice them. For the time being, I just want to make sure that I'm practicing very basic Rust so that I build up that foundation and I always remember it so I can come back to it at any point later on if I want to. But yeah, okay. I guess okay, we can find out later on. Uh, if there was a thing where I needed to do something special for the rendering, then I'm guessing they might have said it. But what I'm seeing right here is bitmap backend. I'm guessing that's for static images, not for something that can be animated. And then we call this, and then we call this. So I need to see what present does. Is there like an API docs thing? Because I was expecting this page to have it, but like I'm not seeing it here. Oh, wait, was it this? Use npm to download Nodity. What is this? None of this is mentioned. Or maybe it's mentioned and I just didn't see. What am I looking at? I'm confused here. Okay. Um so I'm not getting the API information from that. Definitely. Let's try looking elsewhere. Table of contents, gallery, dependencies, quick start, demo project, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so. Okay, 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 okay. List of features. There's nothing on the API. Did they mention something about the docs? A new Plotly developer's guide is a work in progress. Okay, there it is. There is the developer's guide. I'd read that at the beginning and I forgot that I read it. Okay, cool. Why the example just why the example just exits without any figure popping up? You should be table. You should be able to find the output. For some reason that sounds funny. My dumb humor, dude. You should be table. No, I think that's just a typo. You should be able to find the output under images directory under so and so. Oh, okay. That's not what I was expecting. So this renders. Okay. Okay. So this is rendering it out to an image. And then you have to go and open up the image. Now, how do you go about doing this interactively? Interactive tutorial. There's an interactive tutorial with Jupyter Notebooks plus uh, X. Have I been calling this Evixer? I think I've been calling it Evixer. X. How do I? This is a weird name. Okay. X Exequer? That sounds horrible. I'm just gonna call this X. Oh, I can just say XCVR, right? Yeah, that didn't occur to me. Right. Basic plotting, tweaking the figure, okay, drawing APIs, coordinate systems, trying different backends, drawing backends. Okay. There's nothing here. So I'm guessing that that's not been written yet. Okay. All right. Where was the thing? Oh, nice. Okay, they've covered animation here as well. Hold up. How is this working? Oh, because it said GIF. Okay. So it's gonna export a GIF that has that entire animation, which is great. Awesome. Similarly, when Plotly's is integrated to a GUI framework, all you need to do is redraw the figure. That's what I'm trying to understand. How do I use Plotly with a GUI framework? No, not Plotly. Did I say Plotly? I mean Plotters. Plotters GUI. Let's look that up. GUI kits. This is a 4-year-old thing. Plot Plotting and GUIs. Okay, this is from 2024. Right. So now I guess you can say issue, like quote unquote issue. It's not really an issue, but like let's say issue. Now the issue that I'm running into is that I need, so there's eGUI and eGUI plot are probably your best bets. Though this is, oh, this is from a month ago. Okay, somebody is working on something called Cushy. Let's take a look at that. An experimental cross-platform graphical user interface create for Rust. All right. Okay, so far what I'm getting is that this renders out to an image thing. So the image is not going to be displayed in any kind of GUI window. Or at least that's what I'm assuming. They they mentioned something here about some other backends as well, right? Okay, so there's this thing here, and then there's drawing backends. Well, no, they're all. I think they're all gonna. Oh yeah, there you go. So this right here says that it's gonna render out to that image. The image is not gonna be displayed. So I think, dude, is there anything integrated into this that even if it's using some other backend for the GUI, but like, is there anything integrated into this that I can use to display a GUI window, and then display the image in that? Because right now it seems like this is writing to a file. This is drawing it into an image, and then that image is, I can go and open up the image, but I want something similar to Matplotlib. Let me try asking Gemini. Let me open up the browser. Okay, let's take a look at the getting started thing. So install the prerequisites, okay, add dependencies, add plotting code. So this is the plotting code, right? Okay, so this is going to be rendered out to an image. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, hold on, that's interesting. So this, at what point, does the writing to the image actually take place? Is it when each of these are called? So like each time it's writing something to that file, each time it's writing something to that image? I don't think, no, I don't think that's, I think there might be a different way okay, so that draws the function graph. We can simply, we can just simply put the following code in so and so, and okay. The output will be saved under the current working directory with the file name this. Okay, great. Basic plotting. Okay, all right. Yeah, I wonder if the draw series thing itself is writing onto that image. Cause okay, chart draw. Where's chart? Oh no, it's chart dot draw series. So chart is defined here, and this has a reference to, or I forgot what the thing is called. But yeah, basically it has a reference to the drawing area, which is this. So that's probably how it knows to draw or where to draw. So I'm guessing like each time you call this kind of a thing, it writes it to the image. For some reason I was assuming that it's gonna gather everything up into one data structure. Oh shit, there's an ad plane. Okay, I'll see you guys in 30 seconds. Okay, I I know the ad just ended, so it's kind of a weird time to do this, but I just noticed the time, so I need to end the stream. I don't feel like rating anyone else or somebody different, so or somebody new is what I mean. I don't feel like rating somebody new, so I'm just gonna raid Little Witch Oz. Oz is cool people. Oz is a friend. She's currently doing something in Blender, so we're gonna go hang out there, and yeah. That's gonna be it for today's stream. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I will see you all next time. Peace.